Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, I don't even know, episode 96 of the download queue. I got my puppy. Things are a little different on the layout here if you're watching. We'll get to that in a second. Kyle, to my immediate right, how the hell are you doing, sir?
Doing really good. I'm not dealing with snow like you. I dealt with a nice green grass today as I dealt with lawn. I pushed a lawnmower. Better than pushing snow. One of us had to push snow. Wasn't me.
It's not even the pushing. I'm sitting in a tractor bouncing around and just massive migraine. Back hurts. It's kind of bougie. No, God, no.
That changes because I've done plowing. I've done tractor. I've done 8 hours on it. Yeah. That's a different.
Kills you.
All right. I have a different type of feeling now.
Different feeling. You're right. We have recruited for today's special Game Awards look ahead episode. You love his voice. My fellow Banjo-Kazooie connoisseur, Brian from United We Nerd, has returned with backup.
Yes, that's right. I have the squad here with me. Everybody, this is Joel, my fabulous co-host from United We Nerd.
Hey everybody, sorry, not into Banjo-Kazooie, Crash Bandicoot, but I'll make it happen. So.
Speaking of Banjo-Kazooie, did you see the fan remake in Dreams?
I've seen parts. Is it just Treasure Trove Cove? Is just the one level?
I don't know. I re-downloaded Dreams. I haven't played it yet, but from what I've seen, it looks really fun. I can't wait. They made new transformations.
Did they?
For Banjo.
Nice.
Yeah. They look cool.
This could be the year. Joel, we haven't had you before. You hang out with Brian.
Nope.
Give us an elevator pitch yourself to us. Who are you? What are you into besides Crash?
Hi, my name's Joel. Like I said, I'm a big time gamer. Like some of these fellows here, big into Destiny. Was my life for a long time. Recently into fighting games like Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6. I've been really into Cyberpunk as of recently. That's been my life right now. And the Division 2. And just started going through Dispatch this morning. Really, really love it. But yeah. Okay. Great game. But yeah, on the side, do music under the handle Mad Mick Mutstermind. Just do some electronic music. That's who I am. Also, love of Gundam forever. Brian can attest to that. Like, we could go hours. It could just be bullshit circles. Yeah, that's me in the quick little synopsis.
Say between Destiny and Dispatch, you'll fit in perfect here. It's fine.
Yeah, I love them. Division, like, what a great games.
Dude, after you drew me back into Division 2, I drew him into Division 2, and he plays harder than me.
Oh, I love how that works, right? And I haven't touched it since we talked.
Yeah, summer was a good time for Division. So
awesome. Yeah, I'm still into Destiny. Still going. Star Wars, it's working. Definitely not.
I'm very tempted,
everything.
But I haven't. After Final Shape, I was like, I'm stepping back.
100%. Hey, dude, give it time. When it's on sale, I think it's fun. It's a fun mode, but yeah, there's no reason to jump back in yet. Give us that D3.
As long as they take out the random jumps that had me stuck on the one box that I still need to take you through, Kyle, I'll be good. I'll hop in.
But yeah, once you know the platforming, it's its own game. Definitely is.
He tried getting me back into it. I don't even know. It was whatever expansion has the green strands. Trying to get on some crate for a quest, and I was stuck there legitimately for 20 minutes trying to figure out jumps, and I felt like I was going crazy, looking up Reddit threads, looking up YouTube videos. I thought I was stupid, could not do it. I was like, this is a sign that I do not need to dedicate my life right now.
Lightfall did that to people. People did not like Strand. I loved Strand. I don't know. I was also blind to all of Destiny's flaws. Still, I was like, I don't care. I'm forever a fan. And yeah, I was
blind to flaws. What does that mean? I don't know. Oh. Destiny's a perfect game right now. It's amazing. I'm Boba Fett with a lightsaber. I'm Boba Fett with a lightsaber. It's so cool.
I like the game. That means it's 100% perfect.
Exactly. Welcome to our Destiny podcast. It happens weekly, honestly.
It's worth talking about, you know.
It is. I think so.
Bungie's doing things. Who knows if they're here next year? We don't know. But
That's another story.
that's another story.
Yeah.
This episode, though, is dedicated, as mentioned, to the 2025 Game Awards. Jeff Keighley Showcase.
Sir.
Jeff Keighley Awards are a second guess after all the announcements and stuff we actually want to see. But to each their own. This year, as we were mentioning before we started, very Expedition 33 heavy. We'll get to that. Expedition 33 Showcase, essentially. But we want to go through some of the nominations, stuff we're surprised by, stuff we wish got more love and attention. How about some bets for some announcements? Nothing official. We're just playing off the rip here. But I feel like you need to start when looking back at 2025 with Expedition 33 and the absolute juggernaut that game was for a majority of people. I'm curious for you guys over at United how you feel about it, because me and Kyle are kind of divided. Liked it a lot more than I did personally. As of now, it's not even in my top 10 for the year. I'm curious to see where it falls for you guys, and if how it being in every category it is in, if it seems fair.
So just, to make it all seem fair, I still haven't played the game. It is in my backlog at the moment. But I had heard so many conversations about what Expedition 33 does and like how it functions within the realm of RPGs, and the fact that this one French studio was just like, hey, we really like Final Fantasy, we're gonna do our Final Fantasy, and they were able to bring their own like feel to it. And like, even though from what I've heard, like the combat is a pretty straightforward turn-based RPG, but they were able to manage to put their own spin on it, where it's like you're able to parry certain maneuvers, and it has a lot of timing based things towards the combat. But from what I've just heard of people like saying how really well written the story was, the characters in the story and the music, like I can see why, like just looking at this list of nominees, they're almost in every single category. Like I have not heard enough good things about this game. And the fact that it is just like a solo studio, there was no big publisher behind it. It was just one company. Like they were able to make a really good game. And that I was kind of telling before we started the show, that Kyle was like, who would have thought we would see another, Baldur's Gate 3 like situation happening in such a short amount of time? But they were able to do it, and it captured a lot of attention.
Pretty good synopsis. I'm just a little bit further than Brian. I actually watched my wife play it primarily. She was like, I'm gonna play this. This looks interesting, and just kind of like being like going in and out. Just everything about it is so much Final Fantasy, but so unique. The environments, the voice acting, the story, the platforming, everything. It's honestly like a no-brainer that it's like in so many categories, and it's actually good too. Like she's telling me the story, I'm looking and watching it happen. It's like phenomenal, honestly. When I get my turn, I'm sure it'll be great. There's multiple endings and stuff like that. And I love that. I lived for that ever since days of Coder and stuff. So yeah, it's how can it not like be winning all these awards? And again, like another studio just by itself, another great thing. And we hope to see more of that, So yeah, just probably we're gonna hear that theme music and we just know at the end of the show, you know what I mean? It's just gonna, of course, give it all the flowers it deserves. So
I saw someone post about it on Twitter, and I pulled it up here. It fits so well with how last year's award show ended. If you find time, go back and listen to the speech the Baldur's Gate team gave about next year's show. I have it pulled up, but he said straight up, the studio that wins Game of the Year 2025 made their game because they wanted to make a game that they wanted to play themselves, didn't make it to increase market shares, they didn't make it to serve a brand, they didn't have to meet arbitrary sales targets or fear being laid off if it didn't meet those targets. Furthermore, the people in charge forbade them from cramming the game with anything whose only purpose was to increase revenue and don't serve the game design. Which, like, Damn, man's telling the future. Is that hit across the board?
Nostradamus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got the sauce.
I mean, watch. There has to be a video package with that statement in like a wrap up this year for Game Awards.
Oh yeah.
Like that is too good. Like
Wrap up or
It's
the
kinda-
hype trailers tomorrow.
yeah. But it's just so interesting because we've all been seeing it. We've all been seeing what's been happening in the game industry and with layoffs and with shady, high corporate dealings and all that kind of stuff. So it's really nice that something like a Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't like a lightning in a bottle situation. Like it seems like it is still very possible for other solo independent studios to make something that is so great that it cannot be denied by the industry, by the player base. And yeah, I'm just hoping that is a trend that keeps going on for a long time, especially with all these studios like disappearing from the ether.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the other Game of the Year nominees: Death Stranding, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Nintendo, right? Hades, indie. Hollow Knight, indie. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I feel is like separate from a AAA. I don't know, especially if they're independent or not, but it's a different type of game in general. That all these games I feel fit to that sentiment and that statement as well. So I feel like we're seeing even critics and people like us, and gamers and casual people, want games that respect your time, respect your money, and just give us a dope game with a dope vision. I don't care if it's 1 to 2 hours. I don't care if it's 30 hours. If it's good, 80, 90. If it's justified, it's going to be good. But yeah, we're all tired of that money. We need your time, so we need you to stretch it out. We talked about Destiny. Man, how much was that? How much of over the course of the 10 years were them figuring out the perfect amount of time investment pull from the players to make it okay? And that's what it is, right? It's just time, and that's a different conversation. But these Game of the Years, they sound like they respect your time. Looking at you, Kingdom Come Deliverance, 80 hours. What?
You haven't played it, Kyle. You can't talk about it though.
Hey, whoa.
Oh.
I know. It's 50% off right now on Xbox, and I look at it. But I do echo everything y'all were saying about Expedition 33. I'm way higher on it than my co-host here. I played my first Final Fantasy 16, and then I played this. So kind of 16 is very different as well than the other Final Fantasies, but this is the story, how it just is so invested in it from the beginning, through gameplay, through the narrative, through the world building. It's excellent. The music, phenomenal. And then the whole story behind the studio, so cool. So yeah, it's gonna steal a lot of awards. I think it's well deserved. The excellent narrative. So and game, and they twisted a genre that is so well defined and made it different, and got someone like me who doesn't play a lot of turn-based games. I beat it, and I really loved it. The parry system, oh, so good, and the sound design behind it, good.
So weighty too, just watching it, the enemies and you, it feels good too, right? Like, I know we keep going back to the evil D2, but that game makes you feel good to wield a weapon. I think Claire Obscura, when you're blocking and defending, it feels good. You know what I mean? It just hits. They did that so well.
100%.
For context, Expedition 33 has broken the record and now holds the record for most nominations in a single year at the Game Awards with 12, from everything from Game of the Year, Best Direction, Best Narrative, Best Art Direction, Best Score and Music, Best Audio, RPG, Independent Game, Debut Indie, and 3 for Best Performances for across the actors in the game. So makes sense. Again, as everyone's been saying, it's something I want to bring up later on in the show, but with how much of an impact that game had and how much people on voting committees and websites were consistently writing about it. Like that game is forever at the top of everyone's mind. So no matter what, I feel it was going to make it into any and every category they possibly could find to fit it in. Doesn't take away from the show. There is a small group of people. Oh, the Game Awards are useless. Don't need to watch them anymore because we know who wins. Like that's not the point or the idea behind any of this. It is an arbitrary award that means almost nothing at the end of the day, outside of fan recognition and people to use online. So,
Right.
is there anything else for you guys in Game of the Year out of those? The ones got listed, Death Stranding, Donkey Kong, all those that you're surprised by or wish would have had something else? Because for me, not speaking, I haven't played, but Death Stranding 2 for me, I meme Jeff Keighley, Kojima, whatever, but that was a shock. It's gotten a lot more higher praise than I've seen for the first one and fixed a lot of things, but to be second ballot Game of the Year, I was like, oh.
It is interesting, especially since like for something like what Death Stranding was, where it was like very like mysterious and like people were trying to decipher what the game was about, all the Kojima isms that is in any game that he makes. Like I heard a lot about Death Stranding 2 being also a very good game, but knowing about everything from the first game, it kind of loses a little bit of that mystery and a little bit of that kind of like mystique that the first game had. And so am I surprised it's on the Game of the Year nominees? Yes and no. Like it is a Kojima game, so it has that prolific status as far as like video games are concerned. But at the same time, I also don't know if something else could have been put in that place, or like I'm just trying to struggle like what other games could have been put in place of Death Stranding 2. However, I will say I know it's not going to win, but I'm very, very glad that Donkey Kong got put into the nominees. Like this game had no right to be as good as it is. And the fact that it got so much praise when it came out, especially like a month after the Switch 2 got released, when there's already all the hype about the system, and then kind of the inverse of like, oh, the Switch 2 isn't that great. Oh, Mario Kart World, is a flash in the pan kind of Mario Kart game. But to have a Donkey Kong game, which has been kind of a sub series in Nintendo for a while, like Donkey Kong Country games have been good, but they haven't had like this much of a lasting impact. So having Donkey Kong Bonanza be in here, I think is great. Is it going to win? No way. not a chance.
Yeah, I think on paper you see Donkey Kong Bonanza sequel. You're like, okay, yeah. But it's everything I heard is great. I can't wait to eventually play it with my daughter. We did the game share thing last weekend. So I was playing as Pauline and he was playing as Donkey Kong. That wasn't that fun. So I'm not in a rush to get it to have me and my daughter play it together. I want to actually play it because it's a fun sandbox. It looks like just to whack around in. I played the demo in Walmart. It feels cool. It's good. Makes sense that it got here. I think I wish it was something a little different than what it was, but going back to Death Stranding, playing the first one, I finished that this year. Everything about the second one I've heard, trying not to hear too much. If they land narratively and explain more of what's going on in one, and that's a good transition, and it sounds like it is. It's like, whoa, that's fucking cool, and I'm excited for that to eventually hop over to other platforms to play it. I think out of the 6 games, this is number 6. Like this one barely ekes it because I don't know what else would be here. Maybe a Arc Raiders would have got the fan sentiment and the support to eke it out if it had more runway leading into this. But even then, I don't think so. What else would have been here? It makes sense. It does. The Death Stranding 2 does exactly what it needs to do, or what it sets out to do, and it's that vision of Kojima, and sounds like it executes it well. So It makes sense. Looking forward to playing it though, especially now with my daughter. That was rough playing the first one. I was so happy I knew the second one was, second one was already out. Ending. So I'm like, I just put my daughter to bed. Yeah. So they play with you, and I was like, man, this would have hit me really hard. That would have been tears. So looking forward to, I hope they don't announce a third one before I get to the second one.
I'm just surprised Ghosts isn't in Game of the Year. It's in other categories, but not here. I really think it deserves to be up here, but that's okay. I just really love the first one, and I do need to preface that I need to play the second one. But I just, again, like hearing word of mouth, what everyone said, and people who've played it's like it's amazing, and I love the first one, so it's like, why isn't it here with the rest? But maybe just the others were just more standout. Maybe Death Stranding 2 and Donkey Kong beat it out barely, but. I'm just surprised. I thought it would just be like a no-brainer up there.
When did Yote come out? Was it late October? Do we think maybe
That's
just
thinking of
too late in the voting?
Yeah.
Well, no, it came out October 2nd.
Okay, so.
But
yeah, that's crazy. Maybe not enough people
didn't
played
something
it.
else come out? Didn't something else come out at the same time as Ghost of Yote?
Arc Raiders.
Yeah. Think so.
No, that was October 30th. I don't know what, I think they did a beta the first week of October, and I always mix that up.
I got you.
Yeah.
Because for a second I thought maybe Silk Song, but Silk Song came out in September, so it couldn't have been that. But I feel like there was something else that came out very close to Yote that might have detracted some people. I just don't, for the life of me, I don't know what that game was.
Around it, right before was Final Fantasy Tactics, which Galaxy Remake was same day.
Yeah.
Absalom came out a week later, but I feel like that didn't gain traction till later on. And then Battlefield was right after that. Which Yote is weird because I feel like with PlayStation first party specifically, they always have that impact. And at least for my social media and stuff, Yote came and went. Like, I did not see a lot of people talking about it. I did not see the conversation be brought alongside it as long as usual. Like, it had a very short lifespan on my social circles, at least, where I tried Tsushima last year. I'm not in a rush to get Yote, and seeing everything afterwards hasn't really changed my mind on that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of felt like Yote just kind of came out, had some good buzz for a second, and then just kind of vanished.
Yeah, I think it just everything I heard was that it was more Ghost of Tsushima, but and that's exactly what it needed to be, and that's good. But I think I think a lot of people follow like you, Jaco, where it's like, I'm not in a rush. I'll get to it. There's other things, Battlefield 6 was just coming out. I think for a lot of the gamer that would get the quote, I'm making stereotypes, that would buy a Battlefield 6 could also get a Yote, right? There's like that subsect of people, especially on PlayStation, where they're getting those big first party IPs, the big shooter, they're not getting Call of Duty. So like I could see them skipping, waiting and going there. So this year's just been packed. There's a lot of good games.
So many.
I could see when they get what's the multiplayer mode? I could see that kind of
Legend
getting its flowers once again, as people have a reason to go back into it and actually play it again.
Yeah, and I don't even think it has New Game Plus yet. I think they're working on it right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what so many games do. That we need to stop. Just
or
guess
maybe
it's not
it
the end of
just
the world,
dropped,
but
something like that. It wasn't like on release, I think.
Yeah.
Look it up.
I was just looking at the release schedule from Game Informer, and the only other possibility I can think of is that Digimon Time Stranger came out the day after. And I'm not saying that they're comparable. I think it's because Ghost of Yote, because of Tsushima, had the expectation of being great. I remember once Time Stranger came out, all I saw on my feed was how people were so surprised at how good it was.
This is true. I remember people being very unexpectedly surprised and pleasantly surprised.
But I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm just saying I'm just speculating at this point.
Yeah. It's also a $70 title, right? I think that's
Also true.
This
something
is
that
true.
has to be considered now when we look at what the game of the year list is.
Yeah.
There are definitely, there's 3 full or 4 full price releases there. But yeah, 3 cheaper ones at a 50 and 220 indies. So I think that's just a bigger unknowable question and answer right there, right? Of how much the economy dissuades people. But yeah.
Is there? I lost thought. Sorry. Looking at other categories, staying on similar kind of topic. I brought it up last week when we were kind of going over stuff on our end. But any other surprising things in other categories? I brought up, and something I'm still absolutely amazed by. Fingers crossed they win. But for best performance, which again, category half of it's Expedition 33, Eric Ishii for Ghost of Yote, and Troy Baker for Indiana Jones. There's also Kanatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, which at first people are like, oh, that's cool. But then you realize it's the Japanese voice actress and not the actual English, which makes it even more surprising to me that got nominated, where enough people experienced the game that way. Where Silent Hill F became a sleeper hit for me, and like one of my multiple playthroughs was through the Japanese, and wholeheartedly agree, hope they win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like for the fact that this is the first like Japanese like voice actor / like just actor of a video game being nominated for a game award, that's insane. It would be really cool if she actually does win. I think she might actually have a very good chance of winning this year, even though there are like 3 like actors from Expedition 33. Just the fact that it's such a standout, the fact that, like you were saying, it's not the English actor of a video game, it's the Japanese actor of a video game being nominated in an American Game Award like presentation is pretty wild. I know he's not going to win. I mean, who would have thought that in the year 2025 we would be having the Silent Hill fan base stand up, be getting at something that's actually worth celebrating for. Not looking at that horrible mobile game that they tried to show on us like 2 years ago.
Oh, a short message.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. But like with that aside, like I am happy that Troy Baker is at least getting acknowledged, because it's the age-old argument of like the cutoff dates for video games for the Game Awards is always kind of a tricky mess. The fact that Indiana Jones unfortunately came out in December, or like close to December, couldn't really get nominated for anything last year, isn't really going to get nominated for anything this year. But the fact that they did bring Troy Baker, who did a phenomenal job as trying to be Harrison Ford being Indiana Jones, is already like a hard task for any voice actor as far as like voice matching goes. Like to try to do that feat is impressive on its own, and is already like a big enough like award of itself. But to have him at least be acknowledged here is cool. I will say Charlie Cox, I'm sure you guys know, but for people out there that don't know, Charlie Cox, very good actor, probably know him as Daredevil. He is very new to the video game world. I think this is his first like big actual like video game performance. And he himself is say, I don't know much about video games. Like when the nominees came out, he said, hey, I want to share my nomination. If we win, I want to share it with the mocap artist for his character, which I thought was really cool, because you don't really get a lot of acknowledgement from the people that do the motion capture, especially for games like this that do like mocap work. So it's cool that he acknowledges that he is a stranger to the space, but also wants to give credit to people that actually like bring one half of the character to life. Voicing is one thing, but like doing the mocap work is a whole nother beast that you have to kind of put down. And so I appreciate that he has the wherewithal to actually do that.
It's been like a funny meme-ish type of thing, right? Where it's like he doesn't know the game. He's like, I read the script, I showed up, I recorded for a day and I left, right? And it's memey, but it's also like cool and it's transparent to see. No, like they get these big name actors to do these roles. The story grabs them and it helps sell a new game. But I like you're saying, it's really cool for them, and it's awesome to have that transparency for an actor of that level to be like, oh, I actually don't know much. I don't want to come in.
I was here for a day.
I know. I was here for a day. Why are people saying I'm so cool? I don't know. It's funny, but it's also like a really cool, transparent thing to show you kind of how the industry works, and for him to then pass it off of the guy who actually walked and did the stuff and actually acted. He deserves some praise too, because he did a lot more than I did. Like, I love it. It's so cool. It adds more to the whole mystique of Expedition 33, because then you look on the other side with Ben Starr and Jennifer English, who are just newer but now fully established in the games world, and the way they've championed that game, being so into it, so ingrained with it. And then you have the other side, Charlie Cox, being like, I don't know, but it's awesome, cool, good job everybody. Like, it's just cool. What a diverse thing, and then to have it be an excellent game. Cool. Do you think he wins and he shows up? I think he's there.
I think he pre-recorded a video. He might be busy with some Marvel project that we're all waiting to see.
Oh man, he's gonna come out with Tom Holland now. That's what it is.
Probably. I do wish Indiana Jones got a little bit more, like you're kind of saying, Brian. It makes sense, though. The timing is weird. It was a lot of fun. I think it should be like in a few more categories, but definitely like I don't know about Game of the Year, but yeah, for action for sure. And as far as like community goes, like damn, Destiny dead, ongoing dead community. But
it never won.
Yeah, it's deserved in some ways.
Always a contender, never the.
At least you guys get nominations. Sea of Thieves is over here, like just staring at everybody else having fun.
Yeah.
Bro, real talk for a second. Like, Rare has been doing so much work for Sea of Thieves over the past few years, and they've always been adding more and more like quality of life updates to the game, and they never get a shout out for it.
I mean, this was the year when it went to PlayStation. It was going to be the year because it wasn't an Xbox thing anymore, but it's still not happening. So I give up.
Nope. Happy to see No Man's Sky still fighting on, though. That game is like, coming back from the brink and just still staying alive is just awesome to see. So glad it's still there. Yeah, Sea of Thieves. What's up? Let's come on, pirates. I mean, I guess that'd be organizing pirates, but I don't know. Just they made some great strides. It should. I don't know. Xbox, do something. Come on, Xbox.
No, Joel, I have a question. I have a question for you as the resident like Baldur's Gate 3 connoisseur.
Oh, they're still there. Community, they're still there.
Yeah, what is that?
Did they do anything? Did they do anything this year?
It's
I
just
thought the last update came out a while ago.
They had some other updates. It's just, community support, mod support. They're still sharing, even mods the fans make on their Larian like socials, and people are still talking about it and still in love with it. It's little patches here and there, but they've definitely they've handed it off. It's it's not with them anymore, but nothing like major, not like a super big patch, or did a big update. Now I gotta look. Like, it feels like it's been again, like it's been such a year of games. I thought that was 2023. I was like, oh my god, I can get better than this, or whatever year. It was the 2022. I was like, oh my god, but now.
Shout out, real fast. Shout out. I'm putting a stake in the ground and fighting against the altars. And my whole chest is behind 2 Point Museum for a sim strategy game.
Oh,
little thing, third thing from this studio, but they have consistently, I picked it up again this week because new DLC came out. They've consistently kept up with nonstop free updates that have introduced new themes for exhibits you can go get. They added the recent expansion is essentially its own Zoo Tycoon ripoff, where you're going out and capturing animals and have to rehab them and get zookeepers and have them mate and do all like terrariums, whole 9 yards. They've done multiple crossovers with Vampire Survivors. Dredge is in there where you can get exhibits from those games or outfits or just decor to sprinkle around. Like, it has been a non-stop just update, DLC, free thing. Like, that team has killed it, and I think it's really hit their stride. 3 games in now. Campus was good, kind of started doing some of this, but they've really embraced the new sort of release cadence with Museum, I feel, and I'm having a blast with it every time I go back to it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to win over Alters. I
I
think
can hope.
that's just niche enough with a cool premise that landed. I think that's going to get it. But you do talk highly of your point, and I like that for you.
Yeah,
Alters was
Dredge.
real weird and cool.
I had an opportunity to get 2 Point Hospital during the Black Friday weekend because it was like the deluxe edition was like $9, and I didn't pull the trigger. But I've been like meaning to like try out a 2 Point game.
Good. I haven't played Hospital. I have 100% achievement wise Campus and working on Museum now.
Okay.
So like ton of time. Campus would probably be the better spot to start because Museum,
Oh,
they're still working on some bug stuff where if you're playing on Xbox specifically, quick resume, like memory loading is really wonky, and most of the times it'll just crash when you come back after a while. It keeps your
Sure.
save state, but the quick resume, like, you could watch it happen, like speed up real fast, all the events that you would have missed, and then it just freezes. And I'm like, okay, we did this again, go back in. So kind of a pain, but
oh, it didn't
Campus.
actually free.
yeah, it freezes, but it's still like, it's got a little window, like when you close the game itself to your dashboard where it's still running, and like,
Yeah, it still
that
runs
is
real
a weird
cool.
hiccup it has. So Campus would probably be a better option to start, but both of them are just
okay.
great games for me.
So fascinating.
To
First
answer your
quick
question,
resume?
patch 8 came out for Baldur's Gate 3 this year in April.
Oh,
And
okay.
they did a hot fix in November. So there you go. Just to answer your
All
question.
right.
It's ongoing.
That game of the year is still alive.
know.
Raphael won't let it die in hell. So
Can I bring up a category that I feel like has always been cursed, but in my heart of hearts is still worth talking about?
Is it soundtrack?
So, no. So we've all been there. Every year, Game Awards happens, and then we see a lot of categories, and then it gets to the best fighting game, and then we all collectively go, "Why?" We've all been there for Sifu,
Fighting game.
but sure. So this one again has kind of brought up a little bit of controversy this year, just because 2 out of the 5 are actually new games, and one of them actually hasn't officially come out yet.
yeah,
That being 2XKO is still in beta, and it
Mhm.
hasn't hit its 1.0 yet. A few years ago, the same thing happened with Multiverses, where it didn't. I mean, it came out, but according to WB, it didn't come out. But it still won fighting game of the year. We got the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which is a really cool collection. Would have thought we would get like the Capcom versus SNKs ever again.
Yeah.
But it's cool that it's here. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is very laughable because if anybody in the fighting game community knows, it's a terrible collection. It is very poorly optimized and it runs like garbage. Unfortunately, for like what's in the collection itself, it was kind of poorly planned out. Virtual Fighter 5 Revo is cool, it's coming. It came to consoles this year. It's still technically a revision of Virtual Fighter 5. It's cool that we are getting it on the lead up to the brand new Virtual Fighter that we'll probably be getting in a year or so. So that one's kind of like in this weird gray area where it's like it's the first time this version of Virtual Fighter 5's on console, even though it was on Steam last year. City of the Wolves is actually the only fighting game on this list that is a full release that came out this year, and it kind of came and
went.
Boy, did they try to advertise the hell out of that game. Like, it was on every billboard, every bus at WrestleMania. It was everywhere.
That is the only exposure I had to this game. It was in the middle of a ring when I watched it, when I was still watching that, and I was like, what the hell is this game? That's wild that it's there. Didn't even know it came out.
DJ, who's also in the game, was playing.
Crazy.
With that being said, 2XKO is going to win because it is like the one game out of this list that people are actively really enjoying. And so far in the beta, the full like open beta that just released like a month or so ago, people have been very enjoying it, and they have been doing like reworks of characters that people have been actually enjoying. And also it's a League of Legends spin-off, so people are also just like clamoring for more League of Legends characters to be announced for the game.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I do notice, and a lot of people in the fighting community do notice, how every year there is kind of like an erasure of anime fighters that just kind of get ignored. Because out of the 3 old games that are on this list, there is at least 2 of them that could have, like, Capcom Fighting Game Collection and Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection could have been replaced with Rebirth Souls, the Bleach fighting game that came out this year, that is currently a 7 out of 10 in Steam and then a 4.5 out of 5 on PlayStation. So it is a lesser known fighting game that people, and especially Bleach fans, are actually very much enjoying. And then on kind of like the middling end, there is the Hunter x Nem Impact 2D fighter that came out this year, that even though it's not the best game in the world, it is a new fighting game that came out this year. And it's always been, unless if you're like a Dragon Ball like fighters, or you know, a Guilty Gear that is kind of anime adjacent, a lot of anime fighters get really ignored in this category. And I kind of don't understand it, especially if we all know that 2XKO is going to win. Why not at least give Rebirth Souls and Nen Impact like at least like a shout out and like get a little bit of buzz, especially like they're 2 anime series that a lot of people really like. Is it Dragon Ball? No, but it's a 2 franchises that have a lot of fan base that would appreciate at least having them show up here.
Yeah, I think this category falls into that example of where people kind of just write things to write things, even though they're not. It seems, you know, people who are in the jury, because there's so many ifs and ands or buts about so many of those games. And I don't know anything about anime fighters, but there's always a category where the people who are into that genre, there's issues because it's not being full represented. I don't know how you solve that, but clearly not enough people play the wide breadth of stuff.
No, exactly. It's
people fill in stuff when they don't have to. So yeah, you get recollections that aren't even good in for Game of the War. Yeah, it's just like it shines an issue in the voting process, but I ain't solving it. Pay me first, Jeff.
Do you think 2XKO does a 2-peat, wins this year and next year, since it'll be out on console in January? Because next year's stacked. Like, this is an issue now, but next year is going to be a solid lineup with Invincible, with Marvel, with Virtua Fighter, with rumored NetherRealm. Maybe like next year would be stacked with this category to make up for it.
You know what? Multiverses didn't last long enough to see if that could happen. 2XKO might be the first. Who knows?
Multiverses is going to come back with Netflix properties as well.
You shut up.
You know, if You know what? I will accept that as long as they go back to Unreal 4 because the transition to 5 ruined that game completely.
You hear that, Netflix? Okay.
Here, use old tech. Use old tech that works.
Gonna be old tech completely ran by AI though.
Oh, damn it.
The last little category section I want to talk about is score and audio design. How is South of Midnight not up there for best score in music? That is a phenomenal soundtrack that it's interwoven into the gameplay, into the story narrative beats themselves. It is exceptional, and the background, like the documentary they do behind every song, they put it like there's so much effort to be authentic into doing it all is so cool, and it captures the American Southwest folklore so good. And my fourth most listened to song is Benji, and that is from that album. I just loved it. It was constantly on repeat this year, so I'm bummed it didn't get a nod there. It just felt natural, but it did get one nomination, games for Impact, which yeah, I guess.
It's also an accessibility.
You're right. I forget.
But you are correct. Like, why isn't it in this category? Like, it is a very unique game with a unique soundtrack that isn't used a lot in video games. Like, I don't know if just kind of like the fighting game selection, like maybe not enough of the people on the voting committee played it, or they just kind of got lost with like the more maybe it just kind of got buried under like the recency bias.
I just don't think people played it because Death Stranding, Yote, I didn't play them, but I can't imagine, like, when you're talking about best score in music, I feel like that should encompass more than just a full orchestra and full production, right? And yeah, so it definitely didn't get played enough, and that is a bummer. It is a fantastic game. I love it so much. It's so damn good. But yeah, it should have been on there, Last Arc Raiders for audio design. It didn't come out soon enough, but the audio design in Arc Raiders is incredible. It is half of the gameplay, is hearing and listening to what's around you, hearing when the robots are going to load, are going to fire. You hear that. You don't need to see it. You hear footsteps. It's just, guns sound good. It would have been in here if it came out a little earlier. It's former DICE people, it's right up there with Battlefield 6. So that's one that is should have been. But it's going to clean up at the DICE Awards.
On that note, similar topic, which again goes back to the stuff that gets talked about on websites more gets nominated more than anything. We mentioned it last week, but Keeper for art direction is a fucking crime in every sense of the word. I have endless screenshots from that game, and everyone's just like a panoramic vista. They're going back and adding different color filter options to change the experience now, just to have different ways to experience it. Such a crime. And it just makes me sad that, again, Double Fine went from Game of the Year nominated to they want to do this little passion project again, and now it's overlooked and no one's talking about it at all, which just hurts the soul. Love that game.
I wonder if he'll comment on that this year.
For what?
Sorry, I was thinking of somebody else, but you are right though. Like, it is kind of like the side effect of doing something that you're not normally known for, because like a lot of people look at Double Fine and it's just like, oh, Psychonauts people do the Psychonaut thing, and then it's like, well, we want to do this cool little game that we thought of, and it's like, it's not Psychonauts though.
Yeah. Plot twist: Psychonauts is even their best IP. I'll fight you.
Yeah, I feel like Xbox has taken a different path with marketing, especially their smaller stuff. It seems like a month-ish before they'll start ramping up small posts, and then that's kind of it. It's not heavy-handed stuff. I feel like that hurts games like South of Midnight and Keeper. You know, it kind of just came out, especially Keeper. It wasn't on my radar. I haven't played many Double Fine games too. I haven't done many. So I just came and went, and I tried it. I was like, I'm good. But I wonder if their lack of marketing, their reliance on it's going to drop in Game Pass, and we're going to get an X percentage amount. We know that for people who will hop in, and we're happy. You know, I feel like that hurts. You know, and how much, who knows? But yeah, not enough people playing these good games, these good smaller titles that are.
I mean, after the update to Game Pass, a lot more people are going to be playing these games.
Yeah.
Joel, you got any you want to shout out for stuff that you want to poke a bear at?
I'm honestly surprised Helldivers is in community. I feel like at least online, like people are coming for Arrowhead and stuff. I don't know. Everyone was like, we love the game. Now it's like, we hate it. We hate these updates or whatever. But I mean, I guess it's not regular people too. But just it's such a fun game, and it's just to see the community be like, no, and then it's like, but it's here though. That's kind of cool. I'm glad it still has some love. Still very fun.
That one's interesting.
Yeah.
Being like a $40 title and finding so much way more success that they found, right? And I feel like Arc Raiders is now. Arc Raiders feels like we're at the cusp of almost running out of content. They say 10 years. I feel like Helldivers hit that point too, where it's like public sentiment. You can only prepare so much. When you hit off and be a hit, what can you do? And Helldivers, they didn't have that type of plan. It was something that was a smaller thing, and it took off really good. But yeah, I wonder what's next, if they have a bigger thing, more expansion type style, or if they just let it be what it is with PlayStation's moving away from that. It's interesting. It's in both ongoing and community support, which is funny as you're talking more. The community seems more negative about it. It's still there though, you know?
No, yeah.
Hey, but then again, Destiny 2 was on this list a lot.
That's true. That is,
At some point, there's nothing else to put in, huh?
Yeah. I guess now that we're talking about it, I'm glad to see Outer Worlds 2 is on Best RPG. Happy for that. Of course, Avowed. I think Avowed did pretty hot. I do still need to play. I'm just surprised it's still here with Outer Worlds, which is pretty great. But with RPG, I'm actually this is the weird thing with this game though. Like Assassin's Creed has been leaning hard into the RPG elements kind of, and I'm actually kind of surprised it's not here. Maybe it's not traditionally that, but like they've gone so far, I feel like, into it. They could be here. I mean, they're also in accessibility, I think. Yeah.
I think that's their only norm.
Yeah, that too. I mean, yes, it was divisive for people, but it's still like a big name title, good action. But people maybe like, oh, there's already one like Japanese story adventure game, you know, we don't care about this other one. I don't know. It's crazy because I feel like Odyssey and Origins were great, and then we had Valhalla, and then we're moving on to. I feel like there should be some steam being picked up here, right? Like we're like. Obviously, those were successes. We're doing the same thing again. We finally got the, feudal Japan or whatever. It's just, I don't know.
I think
I'm like at a loss.
I hit fatigue with Valhalla. I did 25 hours. I played them all, but I didn't beat Valhalla or what was the Odyssey. They were just too bloated. I beat
Odyssey
Shadows.
Was very bloated.
I beat Shadows in a month. I did the Ubisoft Plus $18 subscription thing. Beat that and the DLC in a month. I fell in love with it. I beat Origins and Shadows, the only open world one. So I really do think it should have been nominated, especially RPG or Best Action. It's a very, very good game. They have, I think, perfected their open world loop and everything. Now they need to move on. 4 is good.
Yeah.
4 in a row is good. Now do something a little different. But we'll see. But yeah, it's a very, very good game.
It's another company. It's like, will Ubisoft be here in a year? We'll find out.
Another thing. Yeah, I could see them.
I think Ubisoft more than Bungie now, but that's maybe. Who knows? Like it could. Our creators might just come from behind and shut everyone down.
That's true.
We'll see.
Yeah, it was funny, the accessibility. I didn't I don't look into accessibility things. I am privileged in that way. I don't have to utilize those as much. But I didn't realize Assassin's Creed was even doing enough and doing stuff in that way to be included in this category. So it's something that, hey, cool. Ubisoft is doing a lot of cool things behind the scenes. They're nominated for this. Their Switch 2 ports have been really good. The Assassin's Creed one, which I'm very into buying because it's cross progression as well, and it seems to run really, really good. Like, they're doing a lot of cool things. So I wonder what's next for them. But it's always cool for games to be accessible. We need more of that.
Yeah, I know with Outlaws last year they were nominated for that as well. But I just Ubisoft, if they're going to take a category, maybe it's this one. Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you guys that. We kind of like touched it a little. I know Brian and I've kind of talked about it here and there, but as far as like a game that's not fully done in a category, like where do you guys stand? Do you think it should be there, even if it has enough hype or praise, or do you think like it should be a final finished product? I mean, but some games just, we've seen Anthem unfinished and it still came out, right? But what are you guys? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's almost unavoidable at this point now, because I just saw this past, like you brought up Avowed for RPG. I just saw they updated their release schedule for the rest of the year going into next year for updates and new settings and new weapons and new stuff. I'm like, if we get that nitty gritty, is Avowed technically done now at this point? If the additions they're doing are just new things, but then you look and it's, new settings and new story beats and new stuff with side characters, and like, that's major stuff that I would have liked to see when I played it the first time, but I'm not going to go back and revisit it. But does that mean it wasn't a finished product at that time? Like, it's a weird gray area, I guess. And again, 2x KO for fighting, like, I think with how games are designed now, it's an unavoidable thing you just got to deal with. Extreme cases, like with Multiverses, when that was beta and coming back, like that to me was a weird one. But for a lot of especially single player stuff, I think it's just kind of how things are now. It's not where, this is Oblivion, it comes out and we're gonna do DLC next year, it's Horse Armor. Like, now it's for gameplay things or settings or accessibility or deeper with new ways to play and visual options. Like, what they can do for them is so much more in depth that you just gotta deal with it.
Yeah, there's a line, like when I was playing Avowed, I wanted a photo mode, and it's on their roadmap. Still not here. It's next. It's like their anniversary update. I think they just said, or it's after that. I'm not going to go back a year after to casually take the photos I wanted to take in when I was playing it. So to me, it's like, that's not worth it. Like, you're wasting your time, or since I already played it, I didn't get the full version now. So I think even like a new game plus after the fact is like, all right, like, to me, those are features that should be in there. And when you throw them onto your roadmap, you're just trying to almost artificially extend your game's launch / hype train or trail once you release. So it really depends on the vibe that they're given and who's doing it and what they're doing. But I don't love it. It doesn't feel great when it's stuff like a photo mode and a new game plus and extra settings, and especially accessibility. You should always improve if you can, but how much of that is we don't know, we're not in the meetings, but if a studio is like, we can wait on that, then that's a problem, right? And I think some things have to be on the cutting room floor, but I think when you're playing a game, you feel if it was justified or not, right? And I think Avowed was like, I mean, I get you delayed it, but to me, you should have had a photo mode. Like, that's just, I know I just like photo modes, but if you're going to add it later, that's something that should be in there. It's in Grounded, so you have the tech. I'm not a developer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's two where I'm so happy you said Grounded, because I was about to bring it up. Like, them, especially now doing Grounded 2 and open beta testing, people are part of the whatever updates coming out. Like, Grounded had 2-3 years of early access before it officially launched, and now 2 years later, I just played it for the first time this year, and I'm still debating. There's Grounded as a game is my game of the year. It's the favorite thing I played this year. It's the best thing I played this year. Had a ball. But it's a multi-year-old game, and it had 2 years before it was officially out. So it's like, when do you... Oh, Grounded 0.58 version is my favorite, or Grounded 0.7. Like,
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
gets weird. And like,
Yeah. Well, I think when you get early access titles, that's a whole new game and a whole new ballpark, especially with Obsidian and how they've done Grounded and now Grounded 2. They really have found and perfected a way to do early access for themselves, and it worked great for Grounded. It's an excellent game at the end of the day. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with Grounded. But yeah, it is. I wouldn't critique it, and I wouldn't harp it, or I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't take away that it's not finished. Because it's known, they're transparent. They're saying we're not putting in zip lines because we want you to use the buggies. We want to figure that balance out. That's different from, hey, yeah, game's out. Look at our roadmap. We have a photo mode later.
Fair.
I love that you love Grounded so much.
I do.
It was a fun time.
You brought it up. It is one of the only things in recent memory that recaptures that Halo 3 multiplayer thing for me on 360. Like, that online experience, playing together and just hopping on and doing stuff like that, is what I wish gaming was for everything I played. I love it. It's good.
Let me tell you about this really cool multiplayer shooter called Destiny.
Oh, Destiny.
It's open access right now. You could play everything
I
except the
have it.
newest
I
one.
downloaded it.
Free to start?
Why don't you tell me when you download this?
I did.
Sometimes you're just
I
playing.
sent you. I was like, "Is this all the stuff that's up to date?" And you're like, "Yeah, it looks good, except the most recent thing."
I mean, that was months ago, though.
That was months ago.
I thought you meant.
Plus, I got the portal now. I can play on the go.
Oh, Destiny has a portal. I was like, what do you? Enough about Destiny.
You can play Portals on the portal.
Woo!
The portal on the portal. While watching someone play Portal.
Anything else for nominees there or lack thereof you guys would like to bring up before we move on?
Not that something that doesn't not deserve to be here, but I will say the amount of Peak that I've played since that game came out, I am a little sad that it's not in Best Independent Game. I understand why it's not, and that at least it's in like Best Multiplayer. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just like in my own sphere. But just like looking at the list of Best Multiplayer, like you have Arc Raiders, you have Battlefield 6, you have Elden Ring Night Rain, you have Split Fiction. Like, I don't see Peak winning, but I wish there was a category that existed in this show that Peak would at least like maybe get a win. Just because for a game that was just like an internal like game jam for Aggro Crab that ended up being like this big summer hit on like the Steam indie side, like a game that's only like $8. They're very like constant on their updates and like letting the players know what they're working on and what's coming to the game, and all of just like the funny stuff that like creators on social media have made within Peak, and just it's just a really fun time to play. Like I said, I'm glad that it's in a category. I wish it was in more, but I know why it's not.
Yeah. I feel like there's multiplayer where it's like competitive, where you're working together, more shooty, combat, action, whatever. And then there's like the friend slop, the group goal that is just goofy, silly, casual party mode type vibe. And that it's different, right? So like Peak is one of the, when you look at all those multiplayer categories, that multiplayer category, I'm like, yeah, no, Peak I feel like is one of the top ones out of all of those. It's Battlefield 6 is Battlefield. Elden Ring is Elden Ring, which is crazy that they did that. So that's different too. But Split Fiction is great. It's more what they've done. Unfortunately, it didn't do enough story-wise. So yeah, I think Peak does feel so different. And like it does. If Arc Raiders didn't come out, it would win. But Arc Raiders, it just has that public sentiment. It has way more recency bias now and such. But yeah. It'd be interesting if they could if we could have two different multiplayer categories, because then I think we would get more of those indie games with a totally different intention than a Battlefield.
you know what? I'll say this, and this could probably go into like maybe like a minor prediction for me for the show. We all know, and I appreciate it. We all know that Jeff Keighley loves the Muppets. I would be so happy if they did a Muppet Peak crossover like they did with Goose Game a long time ago.
That'd be good.
I hate it.
On Jeff, let's do it. No, Jeff.
Don't listen to him, Jeff. We're gonna do it. Okay.
Brian, I'll pitch something to you. Everything you just
Okay.
described Peak as fits in this nice
Mhm.
category called Best Community Support. Saying you take the Baldur's Gate out, then you put Peak in there. What you say?
Well, hold on now. Hold
Inclusive
on
of
now. I know
social
you
media-
said Brian.
Hold on, you're right.
Hold on
Inclusive
now.
of social
I
media
like what you're
activity and
talking.
game updates, transparency, community support, like that. Peak is built around the community and what they've done on social media. Like, I'm just saying it fits in pretty good.
Take out Helldivers.
You're absolutely right.
Hey, hold on,
You were actually absolutely right.
Yeah, I think you should
And I
say best
mean-
community game instead of support. Because that still your support falls like that would be a better category name. And then yeah, that totally fits games like Peak because their intention is community.
It's very true. Like even the stuff they've done that was just kind of like for a gag. Like I don't know if you guys saw when some of the devs would go into games and talk through Bing Bong, the
Yeah.
little stuffed animal. Like they only
funny.
did that for like a week, but people loved it so much that the developers at Landfall just like we're just gonna give Bing Bong voice lines. And like you pick him up, squeeze him, and it's like a pull string doll. Like he just has weird like little voice lines,
Amazing.
and it was all from an April Fool's joke.
It's so good.
I say we move on to predictions and guesstimations of the show because we're all in agreement that Final Fantasy VII Part 3 is the final closeout of this year's show, correct? Is the
Yes,
one more
I
thing?
do think so.
It's highly up there, especially if they're looking to. I don't know if they like said anything if they wanted to try to release it next year or probably maybe this year would be like the first inkling of like what it's going to be, but like it has to be the show closer, just kind of like how Okami 2 was like the show closer last year.
Yeah, no, I think they'll do the Final Fantasy VII. What's the first one? Remake, Intergrade. It's coming out PlayStation or Xbox and Switch. They'll do a trailer. They'll talk about it, and that's it. And that's like, oh, that's the only thing they did. And then they'll show up one more time, and it'll be that. So yeah, we'll see Square Enix twice. And yeah, that's the money. I don't know. There's probably something else, but
Yeah, I'll
safe
one
bet.
up that. Halfway through the show, we will get the release date for Remake on the Switch 2. And they'd be like, oh, this is our announcement. Hey, Square Enix here. This is our announcement. Is the Switch 2
we have the
version of
remake date, right? I think we have the date for remake. It's Rebirth we
I
don't
don't
have.
Did they have
maybe-
a release? I think they just said it was
Maybe it's just Xbox.
still coming for the Switch 2. I think Xbox has a date.
Remake Switch 2, January 22nd.
Oh, never mind then. All right. Well, maybe it could be Rebirth. We could just be like, hey, Rebirth is coming to, Xbox and Nintendo. And then do like what Capcom did for Resident Evil at Summer Game Fest and just be like, oh, by the way, here's the next game.
Oh yeah, just run the playback. We'll run the playbook again. Yep.
Yeah.
Semi shot in the dark, but not too much. I have another bigger shot in the dark that's like out of this, like that's not going to happen. But because Renegades is doing so well, they're going to drop another Coda remake trailer. That's mine. I think they're going to revitalize. It's like, hey, you think we forgot? So here it is, Mental Republic. That's my little like. I think it's impossible, but I have something else that's even more outlandish. But
Who would do that now, though? Didn't they close?
I think it got passed off to somebody else.
Yes.
I think they closed and then they were doing it again. I don't know. I keep saying like back and forth, so I just feel like there's still a little bit of hope. But I'm also kind of coping that it's gone, but that's just me.
I'm just seeing there's an article saying that Kotor remake news could come at the Game Awards, and it's just speculating. I do remember the first company that announced they were doing it did close. But I think so Saber Interactive took it.
No.
It was going to be Aspire Media first, and then they shut down. And right before that, Saber Interactive took it from them. So it could surface. I don't know, but it could. Because the last time we saw that was in 2021. Was the last time we saw anything about remake.
I didn't think it was that long.
That'd be cool. I'd be down for it.
What's the bigger one, Joel? If that's the medium big.
Oh, the one that's not gonna happen is Titanfall 3. But that's not happening.
A little part of me dies every time I hear news about Titanfall 3. I know it's gonna article's gonna come out right after being like, oh no, it's not happening again. That's it. I would lose my shit if Titanfall 3 actually had a smidge of hope. I have a little bit of a copium prediction because it kind of ties in with one of the other categories. What was it? Best adaptation. Because the Netflix Devil May Cry series is being up for an award, right? Well, they just announced that Evanescence is going to perform live for the song they made for the Devil May Cry show. And the last time an actual mainline Devil May Cry game came out was the special edition in 2021. The special edition it was 2020 because it came out with the Series X and the PS5. So it's been about 5 years since a mainline Devil May Cry thing has been put around. I would love to see either Devil May Cry 6 or a spin-off Nero game be announced, because there's a lot of Devil May Cry stuff happening tangentially in the awards this year. So this would be the perfect time for Capcom to be like, we're not going to wait another 10 years for another game. Here's something for you.
You can see it. I'm not a hater, but I'm in the weird group where Ninja Theories is my favorite and one of the only ones I've actually played through the whole thing of.
I mean, the game mechanic wise, it wasn't that bad. They did improve it with the definitive edition. There was a few things that were wrong with it when it first came out that was kind of annoying for some players. Mechanically, it was really good. A lot of the stuff in that game got ported over to 5 because the director was just like, actually, some of this stuff is actually pretty cool. We're going to use it. And even though I don't like the story direction for DMC Devil May Cry, I will appreciate the fact that it was because of that game that got the people into Ninja Theory to make Hellblade.
Mm.
I don't know why I'm blanking on her name. The main actor for Senua. She got hired as Melina Jurgens.
Jurgensen, yeah.
She got hired to be the media person for DMC Devil May Cry. So it's because of that game that we got the Hellblade we got with Melina as Senua. So I will give it credit for giving us something that I really enjoyed in the future. But yeah, I am hoping that I see something Devil May Cry related, video game wise.
I will say, we were kind of talking about it in Discord before. There is precedent now with Game Awards where it's always kind of been a bunch of mid-tier things with one or two major things. But last year, as everyone continuously brings up, really set the bar for Jeff. Some of the things at last year's showcase to go off of: Witcher 4 revealed, Okami 2 mentioned already, Intergalactic from Naughty Dog announced, Dispatch was there, sleeper hit for this year. Rematch was another one that had a lot of hype going into it from Sifu devs. So Onimusha, also another returning old franchise. So there's somewhat precedent now for, I feel people are expecting Jeff to one up. There's obviously rumors of Half-Life reappearing now, finally coming out with part 3. Just hoping. I'm personally expectations little minimum, which for me is crazy because I'm always on the hype train for shit. Like at most, I just want to see more Judas, the new Ken Levine game.
Okay.
Like there's been so much around that game end of last year and deep dives into how they're developing it and behind the scenes stuff that I feel it should be ready for them to go full unveiling for it. Sticking with Square Enix, if I want to get fucking wild, you guys are doing all your Final Fantasy VII trailers, and one more thing, Final Fantasy VII Part 3, except that one more thing is Kingdom Hearts 4, and I fucking freak out, and I run around my house again, and I don't even see the trailer, because that's what happened with Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, that would be my shot in the dark of big reveals.
That's a fair shot in the dark, honestly.
It's another one where it's been like, it's been years since the initial reveal, and it's in the orchestra, and there's this art exhibit in Japan that Kingdom Hearts is at, and it's featured here. Like, it's time. 2026 is the year.
Should be both. One more thing, Final Fantasy third one, whatever it's called.
The third one.
That's one more thing. And then he comes, and one more thing, and everyone's like, there's another, and it's Kingdom Hearts 4.
That's
just
what they did with 3 initially. It was Final Fantasy.
Good.
What would it have been? Was it for 15, I think? Like the first initial reveal for 15, and then it was like, but there's more ahead. And then it was a quick pre-done CG of Sora running through Twilight Town, whatever.
So I'm hearing there's precedence for this.
A take. I want it. I'm just ready for more Kingdom Hearts, you know?
No, I don't. I have not played them.
Later.
Do you guys think we'll see gameplay of Intergalactic this year?
No.
I think that is PlayStation needing to tell everyone, hey, we have something coming. Hey, we canceled a bunch of multiplayer stuff. Our Jim Ryan's gone. This is we have what you guys have been wanting. PlayStation first party IP game. Here you go. Naughty Dog coming. And I don't think we see much here. I don't think it comes out next year. So yeah. I don't know what
maybe another teaser
they show. Maybe some more world building.
Yeah.
Just have a presence every year until they
can't squeeze any more out of it.
Exactly, that's all they have.
See, I don't even think it shows up. Like, I think last year was, going off what Kyle said, kind of a necessity of PlayStation in the middle of their reset needing to get trust back from some people. But now that they have, and we're looking at Soros in a couple months, Wolverine next year, I think those two you'll get a new trailer for, and that'll be it. I don't think Sony needs to come back with another big surprise thing. Like the statue in the desert, everyone's like, gonna be God of War. I'm like, they're not. That's not a Sony move.
Scroll 6.
Also, I like that the only reason that some people are speculating that it could be the next God of War game is the fact that there's somebody on the statue that looks like an alternate armor of Kratos that isn't really
big
like
buff
any
bald
promotion.
guy. Kratos.
Yeah. It's like, it's that one armor you can get in this level of the game. It's like, okay.
I can see it being Wolverine, that thing, He's got to get the essence of Wolverine somehow. You see some
Stranger
wild
things
thing
have
like,
been done in Marvel.
huh?
It wouldn't even be. I'd be like, okay, it's Wolverine. Yeah, I wouldn't
You're
even be
like,
like, all right, whatever. Maybe it's like Dovahkiin. No, it's Wolverine. Fuck it, whatever. Fuck it.
we're all off. It's Grand Theft Auto 6, and it's just Florida people
God.
being weird.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God.
Goat Simulator, duh.
There was the alligator
Goat
crocodile
Simulator
thing on
4.
there.
Anthem
Yeah,
2,
you're right.
everyone. That's the real.
Okay,
So
for real
fuck
though,
you.
Anthem
The
now
suit
will be
comes out.
dead.
Yeah.
Anthem's coming. Servers are closing. When's this Iron Man game being shown? Will they show it? Is that still going? That tech is
Coming out
being
soon.
used.
is Anthem needs to be fully shut down in order to power the Iron Man
The Iron
armor.
Man suit.
Yeah.
He built this in a cave with parts of Anthem.
Yeah.
Built this in the cave with the last two whales of Anthem still alive.
Oh man, Anthem. That Iron Man game's gonna slap.
I hope it does because the last one sucked so bad.
Yeah.
The one in the early 2000s. It was like barely operable. Couldn't
Yeah, I
get
know they-
past the tutorial level.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Ugh.
Um,
I
Yeah, no,
I do
yeah.
want to jump back into Anthem before it shuts down though, just to experience it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like think about because I think it's a foregone conclusion that we will get something about the Steam machine here.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
because that's
another
that's
trailer.
like the biggest talking point of like what is the price
Price?
going to be, and I feel like it has to happen because I don't see what would be the benefit of Steam or Valve holding off on that announcement for so long, especially if it's supposed to be coming out next year. You know, so my only
Yeah.
guess is like, what is the only question that people have been asking is like, what is the price going to be?
That's the thing, because
Yeah.
like there's been so much talk. I know what was that clip going around or article from that Linus X, whatever. He asked some of the Steam people or the Valve people there, what price is a console price around 500, and no one answered. And it's like that's 500 for the lowest model, the one with less memory would be the perfect world. It's with everything going on, it won't be that. So I can't imagine them announcing price at this because I don't think people are going to be happy. I think it's going to be blown out of proportion
Oh.
unless they eat some of the costs, but I don't think they're going to on this. If they do, wow, good for them. They're making a play. But I think, yeah, these are going to be 750 up.
That was my guess. Like 800 is bare bones, and
Yeah.
everything else is like 10 or 1,000 or 1,200 or like it's
Yeah. I think that's okay. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the end of the world given everything.
Do you think if the rumors are true that a Half-Life thing would happen, do you think that they would use that as the carrot to dangle in front of the price tag of like the highest version of the Steam machine, being like, hey, don't look at this price. Look at Half-Life 3 right here.
I
You
can see
wanna
them
play it?
bundling
Get the
it.
Steam machine.
Yeah,
I
I can see it
don't-
be in there, no extra cost. You buy a Steam machine, you get Half-Life 3, or you just buy it on Steam for the price, whatever they price it out to be.
Re-downloaded onto your Steam machine is Half-Life
There you
3.
go.
The only way you could get it is if you get the cube.
It's locked to the cube.
Yeah,
It's going to be. Oh, go ahead.
locking it though, like jokingly saying it, I think that's the only way you get away with that now, though, because it's not like the box is an exclusive thing. Like, oh, Half-Life
No.
3's here, but like I can play it on my next Xbox when Steam's on it. I can play it on Steam when it comes out on my computer. I can play it big picture mode. Like, it's not a walled off ecosystem now where the exclusives matter or are a thing even. Like, I don't know. The whole thing with
Right.
Half-Life to me is just wild. Like, I've never been a Half-Life fan. I tried to when it was on Orange Box on 360. No attachment to it. I still fail to see how people have attachment to it outside of a meme in 2025. Like an Orange Box, it felt old to me, and now getting a new one, I'm like, that does nothing for me. So I'm in I'm a hater.
I'm not a hater, but
I mean-
I have no knowledge of what Half-Life 3 is outside of memes and the energy and knowing it was a part of the orange box. That's all I know, right? So yeah, it has to convince me this is something that's worth all this hype and hype around it.
Especially like with what the product is of the Steam machine. If they price, like, I don't know, because did they say if they were going to do multiple SKUs of the Steam machine like they did the Steam Deck, or
There are
are we
two.
assuming it's just one? There's two. Okay.
There's a
There's
2
two,
terabyte and what was it, 512 or 560 gig or something?
Yeah, something like 556.
Okay. If what they're saying is true, like it's comparable to just a base PS5, and they want to price it like a gaming PC, I don't see what the market is then, because I think, especially when they tried to do this before with the original Steam machine that they came out with a long time ago, like the whole point was to adopt people into the Steam, like the Steam ecosystem through console gaming. And if they're attempting to do this again, now Steam being the juggernaut that it is, I don't see if the highest SKU of this is going to be like in the thousands. It kind of gives me like the why questions. Like, if people are willing to spend that much on, sure, it's going to be easy of access because it's a console, but like at the same time, you could just go get a PC, you know. And so I'm just struggling to see like what their goal is, especially since they've been very secret about it and like not really giving answers to any of these questions. I just kind of want some like solid, like, this is what it is, this is how much it's going to be. It's going to be in like the spring ish season is when it's going to come out. You know, this is what you can expect. And it's like, that's just kind of what I want. Like, I don't want any like anything frilly. I don't want to just have another presentation of like, what is our ecosystem going to be like? It's just tell me what it's going to be. Like, just tell me. I want to know, because I honestly want to get the Steam machine. Now, if it's going to be super expensive, you know, I'm going to be in the minor like fraction of people that will be deterred by that, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that want it just because it is a Steam product. Like the Steam Deck sold gangbusters because everybody was all hyped about it. I feel like it's going to be the same thing for the Steam machine. It's just how is it going to work? I don't know.
Yeah, I need all that too. I feel like though that's not a Game Awards thing. I feel like if anything, we get a Half-Life 3 trailer, and at the end they do the pricing, the release date, and everything, and then a little snippet to kind of get away from the price. But
And that'll be fine.
I'll
be fine with that.
Yeah. Well, I want it now. Yeah, I'm intrigued by the Steam machine for so many It's just that price. But to be able to play like so many of my Steam games and then access those sales and everything, and to like be able to stream it and not rely on my one PC instead of, man, I need 2 PCs eventually if I want to really get into it. No, I'll just get a Steam machine, plug it into the Elgato capture card. You're good to go. That is so cool. And like to take this machine to the hotel, I'm there for a week. You know, I'm taking it to a friend's house. We're moving. You know, that's really cool. I'm more into it than a Steam Deck that you can dock. I like having that more. So, man, that price is going to be very important. I hope we see more at the Game Award. I doubt it, honestly. I think they got ahead of it, showed everyone, and then they'll come back next year with not a deep dive, but the price and some more stuff. I do think we're going to see some type of hardware, though. I think Xbox has something that they might tease for their anniversary next year.
Xbox is doing things?
Yeah, they are. More than you think. You hater. No, I don't think they're going to be a big presence. I think they're going to shove everyone to their developer direct in January, right? But I think they'll have something to tease, and they've been holding back. It's also why maybe they have been light on marketing this year. because next year is the 25th and they want to go all out. They have a Halo, a Gears, a Forza. Like next year is important for Xbox, and I think they will fully have to explain, have to show, have to tell everyone and make it clear what the hell this is an Xbox means and how that's going to look going forward. Because right now it's everything, but what I feel like there's something, and I could see them getting ahead and teasing some hardware. We had the rumored Series X update that was a just streaming device, no disk drive. It was a cylinder. We had the updated controller leak, like that was years ago, and I could see them getting that. Boop, here you go. See more at the developer direct alongside Fable, Gears, everything, right? I don't think they're going to be big here. They're going to want you to watch their shit. But my wild prediction is they are working on hardware. It is a Switch Lite device. They're doing it. And that's why we don't see anything Xbox on Switch 2 right now. Because they're doing it. They're doing the same thing. The Steam Deck, they're doing it. I could see they'll have their nice $1,000 Xbox. That's insane. And then they'll have a $500 handheld. And that's the Series S equivalent, right? Bill wants it. They've hinted at it. That's my wild prediction.
The Series H for handheld.
And I just want Sarah Bond to be like, oh, hold on. One more thing. Here's the handheld. And then she puts it back.
If put the Halo theme playing.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
her pocket lights up.
Yeah.
If it could fit into a pocket, I'd be so down. I miss the days of being able to have my 3DS and just like put it in a coat pocket.
Oh, not these pants. I have pants that I can fit my Switch 2 in my pocket.
Oh God.
Yeah, Bird Dogs.
That's amazing.
I'll take a sponsorship, please. I love them. But yeah, that's a crazy one, I think. But next year, I think Xbox is going all out. So
They have to.
Please, I want it.
Please.
Going off Switch 2 real fast, I hope we see more Switch 2. Like, not a pretty announcement, but like last year, no, it wasn't even Game Awards. It was whatever showcase was after the Switch 2 reveal. Every showcase has had like a severe lack of Switch 2 logos at the end of trailers. And I hope the Game Awards fixes that, because we just did our half year and last year episode now of Switch 2, and it's time to get more third parties on board and what the future looks like. Their first party portfolio is pretty stocked for 2026, but I'm ready for more third party support outside of the handful they keep bagging on. So just more Switch 2 logos,
Madden
please.
26.
Ew.
It's
Dials
great,
down.
man. It works. It's Madden on Switch,
works?
baby. Oh yeah,
Really?
it's fun. It's great. Honestly, I put 40 hours in already. It's a great.
Oh wow.
It is.
Okay.
It is exactly what Madden is on a console. On the Switch, resolution, yeah, it's not the best. It's not 60. It's 30 frames. But once you get past it, it is the same damn experience in handheld and dock that how I play Madden, it works perfectly. So I love the Switch for that purpose. It's crazy.
Awesome.
Why the Steam
not
machine, I
that
think, will
often.
work.
I was going to say, it's not that often you get sports games that actually look functional on the Switch or just a Nintendo console in general. So that's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's comparable. So that's the right step. And with the DLSS tech they have, the frame gen that they're using, like that can only get better to a degree. You know, it's a software thing. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. But do you think we'd get any, like, we have Call of Duty coming. Do you think an Expedition 33, I think games in that realm would start coming over? Is that like a no-brainer eventually, or?
You
mean,
would hope
shoot.
it would be.
Why not just add on to the night that is going to be Expedition 33 and just announce the Switch port?
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, as you accept your Game of the Year nomination.
Also Switch 2 out of his
I want on
pocket.
Switch.
It's running. The whole show, they're just playing it.
It's like
Yeah, Ben
We-
Starr's gonna
we-
come out playing it on screen here on the Switch. Yeah.
we graciously accept this award for Game of the Year, and by the way, you know, everything that we've done here is for a purpose, that you could be gone in a snap. And this does the switch to like sound
It's the
effects.
tower, and she erases the number and paints a 2 on it that transitions into the Switch 2 logo. Done. Cinema.
Oh.
Absolute beefema.
Oh my god.
Excited. There's again, it's weird too because next year, like we know so many already. You listed off Xbox's portfolio, Spider-Man or Wolverine, Soros, GTA 6. Like, how much is there still that's going to be major to be revealed? That's not years out, so it's in a weird place going into this year's showcase, I feel, as well.
I will say though, last year we did get a little bit of a treat of a lot of what felt like dead franchises coming back to life. Like, I believe last year is when we got the announcements for like or maybe not the announcements, but we got shown off like a bunch of like Ninja Gaiden stuff. We got the return of Turok, we got the return of Okami, and I feel like we got little bits and pieces of like old franchises just kind of being slowly reborn in like a smaller way. It would be nice to see maybe some more of that this year. Like, it doesn't have to be like a big like game or a big deal, but it can be like maybe a smaller team within a certain studio just being like, hey, let's try to do something with this franchise. It's been a while.
We're still waiting on trying to find, because that was part of what you were talking about, the Sega stuff. Like, they announced like
Crazy Taxi.
yeah, Crazy
Golden
Taxi,
Axe.
Jet Set, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, like all those were supposed to be getting new titles, and there's been a couple, like Shinobi's out, but the rest of them are still waiting on. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it would be cool. Do I expect it? No, but it would be nice.
Viva Pinata.
I never played that game, but like I've heard so many people like praise it to the heavens.
Same.
I told Kyle, you get a Viva Pinata, but you mix it with an Animal Crossing style live service thing, in money. You're printing checks. Xbox can just run independently off the money off of that entirely.
Oh my god! Before they unbox the new handheld, Pinata's busted open and like destroy it, and then that's how they announce Viva Pinata. Yeah, Xbox, I'll take another check from you.
Bill comes out, pulls a pinata out of his pocket.
He just beats it up. We talked about it. That'd be a cool thing.
Any final predictions as we wrap up? Because two of us I know have hard outs in a short while here for the day.
Maybe a trailer for Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. That's kind of been quiet. I want to know more about that. It looked beautiful. Maybe Xbox be like, hey, did you forget about this? Because we did. I don't know, not Xbox, but I'm surprised we haven't gotten more. Maybe they're still letting it cook or whatever. I don't know, but I would like even another teaser like coming, like, you know, I just really quickly looked at like beyond early 2026. It's like, you know, confirmed like summer 2026, or, you know, even if it was like early 2027, at least more of a timeline instead of just like, hey, is this still happening, or gonna forget about it.
Yeah,
That's
especially
my,
just
last one.
yeah, showing just cinematics too was awesome. Cool to see the tech.
Yeah.
Now let's see that mixed with gameplay. They can have another year or two with development if they show the right stuff. But yeah, I want to see it. That is so promising.
Because the last time we saw that was like the Unreal like presentation that they did last year, or like a year or so ago.
Yeah.
So I agree. It would be really cool, especially since we've like gotten so many like the Marvel projects canceled. It would be nice to know that this one still exists. And it's still being worked on.
Yeah, because isn't it delayed when they canceled the last one? Like, it was just like a post they made online, like quietly, hey, it's getting pushed back or whatever. Like, it's been very quiet around it.
I remember when, because they announced that and they announced another Black Panther game, and then when the announcement that the Black Panther game got canceled, people got like confused, like, okay, which one was it? Like, which Black Panther game got canceled? We want to know.
There's more than one.
Yeah.
How many Panthers?
This kind of got leaked that I'm hyped for. Remedy, they made a trademark for Control Resonant.
Oh,
I'm down for those games. Remedy working through Alan Wake 2 right now. I loved Control so much. I just can't wait to see whatever it is. I hope this is like Control 2. I hope this is that fully. I hope we see it. I'm ready. It's been 2 years since Alan Wake 2, so I think it's time. And he likes to show up at the Game Awards. So that also, could that be what the trailer is? Or the statue? Control? They can explain it, but yeah. It could be more out of there.
Would it fit? Because I've never played Control.
Anything.
It could be anything.
Anything honestly
maybe?
fits. Like it's also a red herring to make it look the way it does and have it fit into Control. It still would work, honestly. Like anything can be explained in that universe.
They would have to take it down a specific theming path, but yeah, it could.
But
Like
if
Control
it's done
1, like the stuff there, it was like thematically the items and weird shit all kind of fit. So it would have to go down a couple hallways, you know, but
well, that's the thing. They're leaving the hallways because it was all in one building. Now they're going outside to the desert.
you know.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's honestly. That'd be wild. But man, I do hope we get a trailer for something for that. Would love to see it come out like next fall would be great.
What if like a trailer just starts playing and it's that statue and it's just like
it's a pre-show.
Just pre-show and then just rips open and it's just Jaco.
This is how I was birthed.
They really messed up. This the statue was just promo and everyone ran with it and they're like, oh shoot, this is bigger than we thought. This is just a set.
The entire showcase, they have a picture-in-picture window in the bottom corner just showing it. I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, no, what's his one reporter who covers and says a lot of stuff. He said it's something good. He won't say what it is, but he said it's good.
Yeah.
So I do Schreider, yeah. So I think it is a game, and it's just hope it's something out of left field for that.
I mean, it's whatever their idea was for press coverage. It's working. It's getting people talking.
Indeed. That's my predictions.
So, safe to wrap up, as mentioned. Gotta get out of here relatively quick. Thank you guys for joining us. Do you guys have what's going on with United You We Nerd? You got your new job. What are you guys working on? What are you guys cooking up together?
Well, I guess we could give a little bit of a kind of spoiler / kind of preview. A long time ago, before we were known as United We Nerd, we used to be another YouTube channel, and we did a whole series on the Telltale Walking Dead series. Mm-hmm. However, we didn't do the fourth one. So pretty soon we are going to be coming together in person and playing through the fourth Telltale Walking Dead and finally finish the chapter we never finished.
Yeah, and just end Clementine's story once and for all. See what happens.
And surprising to us to this day, we have no idea what happened.
Perfect.
None of us have been spoiled.
Yeah.
And we're also getting our buddy Jameson to come in, who was with us the entire time, to experience the ending with us. So it'll be kind of like a nice little wrap up to that whole like series of games.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. That's wild. You haven't been spoiled. Like that was gonna be my first question. Like that's wild.
Yeah. It surprised us too. It's like, oh, we don't know what happened. That's wild.
Awesome.
We're doing that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just with Dispatch, it just makes too much sense to like finish the story. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll just segue to Dispatch after that. Shit, it's like, we should just do it. Yeah.
We're
But yeah,
trying to plan
right-
a dispatch
we're-
spoiler episode. Like, what a fucking
Ooh.
game.
It's
Okay.
so good. I'm not done yet. It's so good though.
But yeah, we're kind of trying out some new stuff. We want to kind of do a lot more in-person things. We're going to be trying to do a little bit of like what we used to as well, but like we're in kind of like a experimental kind of stage at this
Mhm.
moment, especially like you said, like my schedule's definitely changed. I know our other co-host Joby's schedule kind of changes a lot, so we're just kind of seeing what works and trying adding in a whole bunch of other things. Like I know Joel has been doing a lot of Magic unboxings recently on our social media, on our Instagrams and TikTok
We're
Live.
gonna try to squeeze in one more before Christmas. We're gonna try. We'll see.
Hey,
Try and see, but we'll try.
so he's been opening the Spider-Man sets. Both streams, he's gotten the time stone.
Soul Stone.
Oh, the soul stone. He's gotten
Yeah.
pulled 2 soul stones, one in each stream. So third time's the charm. You know,
We'll see. We'll see.
Third
Trying to get
soul
that
stone.
big Soul Stone, the big one. But we'll see. Not, we'll see what happens.
You're like that drawer in Loki where they pull out just all the infinity
Yeah.
stuff. Hey, there's
Paperweights,
paperweights.
yeah.
It's like
There's
yeah, so
paperweights.
many.
But yeah, if anybody wants to, you could just follow United We Nerd. We're on Twitch, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok. Yeah, just follow us and be on the lookout for some Telltale stuff pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
Good to hear. Kyle, what do you got on this week outside of your tech issues?
Probably more tech issues. I haven't been able to stream this week. I'm dropping 70% of my frames anytime I do it, so it's just not worth it. So at some point I will continue streaming Alan Wake 2 and beat that on stream, but it's worked out. I've been playing Destiny and Arc Raiders, so I want to stream. We'll get back to that. But if not, I'll be back next episode.
Are we due for a division team up? Is it time now that we've all 4 of us are connected? Do we need to go to DC together?
Good.
I have only ever played the beta for Division 1.
Oh, interesting.
I would need to be backpacked through the entire thing.
Let's honestly, you and I, we need a game play. We need to have a conversation about that. Division is good.
I mean,
we
we
can
could
run
do a
through
whole
it quick too.
take Jaco through Division 2. We could do it as a squad.
Yeah,
That's
we
true.
could. Yeah.
It's Christmas time. We got time off around Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. For me on our end of things, yeah, it's a lot of getting ready for Game of the Year stuff, end of year episodes for the podcast, and planning with some voices who are here already, maybe for Fantasy Critic next year. We'll see as the battle rages on. But yeah, streaming, we're just playing a lot of stuff. Playing a lot of Fortnite, new season slaps. Still hopping Call of Duty. I finished Dispatch, like mentioned, trying to figure out a spoiler episode for that, probably as a bonus, because that game is just amazing. So
There's nothing more can we say, and you're farther than me, right? It's just amazing. Like that's all we can say.
it's amazing. Cried, emotional up and downs. Kyle, you mentioned it to me. Joel, when you get to the dance episode, you'll know fucking song is a banger. If it is not in my top tracks next year, there is issues because that is on repeat nonstop when I go to work and I'm just in my car
I'll keep my eye
jamming out.
I just did the karaoke. That's all I'm going to say. Karaoke's what just happened. But yeah.
Perfect. It should be next then for you. But this, as mentioned, is episode 96, 95. It's something. I don't know. It's been a long day already of the download queue. Again, Brian, Joel, thank you so much for joining us. I desperately need to get out of here before my girlfriend beats the shit out of me. But we'll catch you all next week. Till then, happy gaming, happy holidays. Be good to each other. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.